Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Supabase hackathon. If you haven't seen the previous two videos, I'd recommend you go watch them. I'll have them linked in the description below, or you can click on the link in the top right. So from last time, the application that we've created is this. So we've got a bunch of questions and you can vote either for or against and basically have the two options, and that's as far as we've got. We've also added the ability to add a new question if you signed in, and obviously the sign in sign out functionality as well. So today I've just created a quick list of things that we want to do just overall for the project. We'll try to cover as much of this today as possible. So let's start off by doing created by and then the name of the user. And the way we would do that is if we go into the question list renderer. So this in itself is quite chaotic, so I think I'm gonna extract this out into its own function. Yeah, let's make a new file. Question and card.tsx. Export default async, not async function question card. Fill in the params later. We just need to return that. Cool. And what we want is a question of question type, which hasn't been exported from the other file, but I'll do that in a second. Question. And we also want to handle vote, and handle vote will be that. Perfect. Return question card, not like that. Question card. And that. Okay, so let's just export this type and import it into this, and then obviously add all of the UI imports from here. Cool. Right, let's just make sure this is working the same way as it was earlier. Cool. That seems to be working. Okay, so inside of this question card, I want it to say question, and then I want it to be little text saying created or asked by, and then the username, basically. Cool. So for that, we need to extend this question type to have asked created by was, and that's going to be of type profiles, and that's going to cause an issue here, which is fine. Initial question. Where are we getting initial question from? Initial questions, get questions. Okay, cool. And here we just want to include created by true. And same thing over here, created by true. And I believe, load question as well, created by true, and same thing here, created by is true. Cool, so that seems to have fixed all of that. Let's actually change this to have their details. So display name, but there's a chance the display name could be empty, so I'm just going to do that for the moment. And if we refresh this, nice. Okay, cool. So that seems to be working. Let me add something to the list to do. change username. And we'll put this here. Sort by, yeah, we'll put that there. Okay, cool. So created by name of user, that's done. Count votes for and against. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting question. So we want each question in here to include a for and against, and how many, basically. Okay, so include. There's a couple of ways I can do this, but I don't think that will be very good because I can't do a count unless I do select count. Nope. Count. Nope, that's yeah. Unless I basically load everything and then count them client side, which isn't particularly efficient. That's not going to work. So this query, this data, will have a list of all the questions. So we want to get the votes, and we want to basically distinct or aggregate them together, but use the distinct by answer ID, I believe. Right, let's have a look at the aggregation documentation. So group by and filtering. Group by count records, count relations, return relations, count, what, select, filter the relations count. Okay. Filtered count. Count supports filtering. Okay, so distinct wasn't what I was looking for. It would probably be count and filtering. So let's do that. Start off by, let's use a count query and we'll see. Amounts equals await Prisma votes dot count. Where? Okay, so I can't think of a way to do this nicely just yet. So what I'm going to do is, before I move on to that, I'm going to do a cat take equals dot min. Yeah, okay, so it maxes out at, we'll set this to 10, so they can only query 10 at most. Cat take, or sushi. Number is not set from min. Oh, sorry, take, and then we want to do the same thing here. Okay, so now that we know that there's a maximum, absolute maximum of 10 questions that can be loaded, we'll just have to do this in a slightly inefficient way. Data dot format question. Okay. And we want to get the count for each. Okay, so const answer counts equals that. And oh, okay. Okay, so answer counts price dot all. Actually, we don't need to do that. Just another call there. Okay, so this needs to be async as well. Async and another price dot all. Counts that where perfect. Huh. Let's just put this in a variable. So, count equals that. And now we do that. Okay, nice. We want to put an await here. Okay. And let's just return answer counts in here as well. And I think it would be a good idea to do the same thing here. But we don't need to do this in a double loop. We just need to take the inner loop and duplicate that over here. And we want to do data question answers. Oh, we're updating that. Okay, so data.answers.map. Let's just rewrite this properly. Whoops. Should put question mark there. Oh right. Oh right. Okay. I know what was on. And there we go. Okay, cool. Rather than just returning data, we want to return data and answer counts. Okay, nice. And that's going to cause an issue over here because refresh question is expecting this, which it shouldn't be anymore. Oh no, yeah, perfect. And we want to change this to potentially return null. If not data, return null. Okay, let's just make sure that it's actually counting the votes and we'll get it working. And we want to pass this in with initial questions. In fact, we'll just make it a different variable. Initial answer counts. Okay. And let's do this here. Cool. And initial answer counts. And for the moment, let's just console.log the answer counts, just to make sure that they're being loaded in. Okay. If we just give this a quick refresh. A key. Okay. Well, it looks like answer counts is working though, which is fantastic. Good to see. Right, where are we looping over to? Aha. Okay. So we should probably add a key at the top. And this will be question.id. And in fact, the same thing here because we don't want this to have the same issue. Key, and then this will be answer.id. Okay, nice. And if we refresh this, hopefully, let me clear this. Refresh. Cool. No more errors. And we're loading the counts correctly, which is awesome. Okay, nice. So what we're going to do now is adjust the answer counts for the refresh question. So refresh question returns answer count. So refresh question. Where are we calling refresh question? Refresh question. And what we want to do is update answer counts. So updated question dot answer counts dot for each. Answer. In fact, this, let's chuck answer counts inside a stateful variable, and that way we can mess around with it. And answer counts dot set, and that should be it. Let's actually display the answer count somewhere. So what we want to do is we want to pass in the relevant answer count here. So const relevant answer counts. Actually, why am I calling it answer counts? Let's rename this to votes. Relevant votes is equal to question dot answer counts dot filter. Right, okay. So object.keys, once counts, and then we want to filter question not answers. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's rename this. So rather than this being answer counts, this needs to be vote counts. Same thing here. Set vote counts. And change this to initial vote counts. So remove this. Can delete that. And we'll do the same thing here. Initial vote counts. Okay, that's perfect. And here, vote counts. We can just remove this. We copy this and then awesome. Okay, so let's have a look at the question card. Actually, did I pass it in? Or did I not pass it in? I don't think I passed it in. Relevant votes, and then relevant votes is here. What's the data type? Relevant votes. Okay, that's a very messy way of doing it, so let's just write it out cleanly. And actually, rather than this being an array, we'll just make it a map. New map string, and then number. Well, that's perfect. That is perfect. Exactly what I wanted. And relevant votes, we need to implement here. Relevant votes, and that's perfect as well. Relevant votes. And we will do the same thing here. Okay, so for the moment, I'm just gonna display it here, and then we can have a look at it. Okay. Cool. Oh, nice. Awesome. And when we vote, it works as well. Okay, nice. Cool. Let's have a look at and see if ShadCN has a nice progress indicator. Progress. Yep, exactly what I want. Let's have a look at the implementation details. How has he done this? Use state, and then progress, and then it's just value. Class name width 60%. Okay, cool. Okay. And what we can do underneath here is div progress value. We'll figure out the maths later. And class name width full. For the moment, let's just set it to 50 and see what happens. What does this look like? Fab. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, right. Let's do the maths and figure out how we actually calculate this value. Okay. So I'm assuming that it should already be in the correct order. I'm also going to just assume, for the sake of this, that there's always going to be two relevant votes here. Let me just make sure that's the case. Relevant votes dot lengths. Oh. Size. 2. And what if I haven't voted? Is it still 2? It's still 2. Okay, cool. So const total votes relevant votes dot reduce. We can't do a dot reduce on map. Let total votes equal 0, and then okay, and then we'll get the votes for the first answer, and const vote percentage perfect. And we can just do this as vote percentage of question to answer dot 0 dot ID. Yay. Okay, cool. And will this automatically refresh? And it's animated. God, you just love Shatsian. Okay, nice. Now, no, that's working. That's pretty cool. Okay, let me create another account, and I will have a play with that. Actually, let me create it through the Supabase dashboard so I don't need to re-verify it. Not that. It's authentication, add user, create new user. Cool. And sign in. Well, hey, nice. Okay, cool. So that's working pretty nicely. What I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna add a label above this. Whoops. Little text saying total votes. In fact, this can be rewritten as a percentage, so we'll just do, whoops, that percentage voted for, voted alt earth, and then total votes. 50% out of 2 votes, 0% out of 1 vote, 50% out of 2 votes, 0 votes. Okay, nice, cool. That works. Nan. Okay, this is an issue that I thought I was going to run into. If there's 0 votes, then I don't think we should show this at all. So let's just wrap this inside. Total votes is more than 0, and that way this will only show if there's a vote. Okay, nice. That's working. Right, let's get back to our list of things to do. Okay, done this. Okay, delete votes. Let's figure this out. So inside vote.ts, which is our server actions, let's add a export const delete vote. And we want this to have an answer ID. Actually, let's just do answer ID string. And it's going to be very similar to the code above. In fact, just for the sake of clarity, let's get both question ID and make this an async function. And that is perfect. Okay, cool. Right, so if we go back to question card, in fact, let's pass this in from the server. So let's do delete vote needs question ID, and it will return success boolean. Okay, let's just do that. Delete vote. Oh. And that's because delete vote currently doesn't return anything, so return success true. In fact, let's check how many it returns. Deleted votes. Deleted votes. Dot. If that will work. So if it's undefined, then it's failed, and hopefully that will work. Okay. Delete vote, and the question is renderer, and we'll add this here. And we'll add this to delete vote. In fact, handle vote. Yeah, we'll do delete vote is going to be handle delete vote, and we're going to have a very similar function to the one below. Handle delete vote. Let's just copy this. Delete vote. Oh, hold on a second. Delete vote. Okay, cool. Question card. And in here we need to handle delete vote. Perfect. Whoops. Handle delete vote. Okay, so voted. Okay, so if voted, then, sorry, if not voted, else delete vote. Okay, right, let's see what happens. So if they've already got this green, basically they've voted for it already, and they click it, then it handles the vote and deletes their vote, which is exactly what we want, which is perfect. Just test this. That works. That works. And that still works. Okay. One thing that I am gonna do though is I'm gonna disable this button if it's still handling said vote. So rather than this doing void, we'll do promise void. Promise void. Okay, and I think we need to use a transition, which I don't have much experience with, so let's have a look. Use transition, NextJS. Cool, so I found a decent page where I can see reference for use transition, and it looks like the first parameter is a boolean and the second one is a function or a callback even. Let's just implement it and give it a go. Okay, so both these are going to be promises. Let's get this in. So vote loading. Use vote loading. Use transition. Okay, and we want to do the same thing for delete vote. Okay, nice. And these buttons should be disabled if, yep, perfect. And we want to use vote loading for that, perfect. And okay, nice. Thank you, ChatGPT. Right, let's give it a go, see what happens. Nice, okay, cool. And that's working exactly as we need. Okay, nice. Fantastic. So now that that's done, delete votes is done. Okay, what about delete question? Well, let's put a delete question in here. And delete question. If I can type. And we want to pass this in here. Delete question. Delete question. Pass it in from a server function. So I personally just prefer passing server actions through from a server function. I know that you can import them directly from a client component, but I feel like in my mind it just works a bit better if I'm passing them in from a server component. So yeah, let's do that. Question ID string. Question ID. Is it string? No, success. Sorry, boolean. Cool. Actually, we don't need to return a boolean here. We'll just return void, as long as we know that something's happening. Okay. And then delete question. And delete question. Handle delete question. Okay, so handle delete question. Delete question. So if not successful, then we need to handle the error properly. If it is successful, then we need to remove it from the questions array. So we'll do that. Questions dot filter question ID. Perfect. In fact, it might be a bit better to just do questions and then return this directly. Okay, nice. Now this is going to cause an issue here because it expects a delete question. Delete question. Okay, so inside the questions.ts, let's go to the bottom. In fact, let's minimize everything. Yeah, okay, nice. Export const delete question equals async question ID, and we want to get the user and error. Yeah, so if they're not logged in, then they shouldn't be able to delete question. And we want to do this where created by is also user ID. User.id. Okay, nice. If not question, then they don't own the question, or the question doesn't exist, so return success false. Actually, delete. That will just work. And then we can just return success tree. Okay, so it will try to delete a question where this happens, where the ID of the question is question ID and created by ID. Yeah, that's fantastic. That works for me. We import this. We haven't added a button question card to actually delete it. So what I'm thinking is we put it in the top right. So that would be question.question. Let's make this say div and move this all up. Make this say flex with flex row justify between. And then we'd use a button and delete. On click, delete question. View. No, there we go. Okay. Variant, we want to use destructive. And fingers crossed, that should just delete it. So let's give it a go. Actually, none of these should be deleted because deletable. In fact, we shouldn't even show the button if they're not deletable. So let's get the user ID from here. How do we get it from the server component? Sorry, client component. In fact, let's do it. Const equals create client, and there should be a service from client side in English. And we want auth. Actually, do we want auth? Const user equals auth dot get user. Is this async? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so in which case we'll just do user, set user, you state, and then null, import that from React, and it's either a user response or null, and you can get rid of that, and we use a use effect to load the user. Auth, I think, is the only thing we need. Now we have a function sort called getUser. Is there not a way to get a user from here? Let me have a look at the Supabase documentation. Okay, well, it doesn't look like there's a nice way to get user directly, so we'll just do this. And here we want fetch user, and that way we can do if not user or user.data.user.id is not the same as question dot created by ID, and I should write this inside of a bracket just for simplicity. Okay. Sorry, this needs to be the other way around. If user exists and user.data is the same as created by ID. Okay, nice, cool. So in fact, for the moment, let's just comment this out just so that I can test that it doesn't work on the server side. If I hit delete, then nothing should happen. In fact, it should console.log out an error. Delete. Delete. Hold on, where's the error? Where should the error be? The error should be delete question, used here, so question list renderer, handle delete, failed to vote. Handle delete vote, is this Let's give this a refresh. Okay, where's question list renderer? Question list renderer. We're looping over something that should have a key. I believe it's this. Yeah, it's this. This shouldn't have the key down here. Should have the key in the parent component. Okay, nice. And if we hit delete, nope. Okay. This should be delete question like that. That's what. Okay, right. Okay, that will do it. Question.id. Delete. Oh, got an error. Prisma. How many times was this called? Hold on, let's check the network tab. Right, no. Okay, right, we need to catch this error. Okay, I get it. This needs to have a .catch, and if we just return null, then it should work. Console, and remove this. Fill to delete question. Perfect. Question list redraw. Yep. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's bring back the code that I had deleted here. Okay. Here, paste that. Okay, nice. So let's create a new question. Controversial question. Don't question my spelling. Controversial. Option 1, option 2, submit. Okay, nice. And if we vote, then that works. If we remove our vote, then that works as well. If we hit delete, failed to delete question. Okay, that's not what we wanted. Fact here, let's just console.log the question ID and the user IDs. Hit delete. Okay, if I just move this out of the way. Question ID here. Created by. And if we go to Supabase and then tail editor and then questions, filter, add filter, where ID is this. Created by is 732E. hold on, what does this actually return? I mean, questions. Let's do a console.log to see what it's actually returning. Because this obviously didn't work. Question is null. Why would question be null? Prisma questions.delete. IT is question ID. Created by ID is user.id. Is there a database error? Let's have a look in the logs. And then recent API Edge network. I believe this would be using the HTTPS. Update or delete. Answers, question ID, foreign key. Right, okay. I get it. Right, okay. It's because there exists an answer in answers that connects to the table that I'm looking for. I believe it's this, which I need to get rid of first, and then I can delete the question. Okay, so const answers equals Prisma dot answers dot delete many dot where question is like that. Okay, now it should work. Let's give this a go. And let's copy this across to answers fill to delete answers, and hopefully, well, hey, there we go. Okay, so if we check Supabase, and if we just do a quick refresh, answers, yeah, 2 of them just disappeared, so that's working fantastically. Okay, back to our to-do list. That's working. Okay, so sort by most recent, which is what it's doing right now, and then most popular. Okay, that seems doable. Let's have a look. So inside of questions, I'm going to do get questions, and I'm going to do sort by which can be type popular or newest. Okay, let's expand this because this is irritating me. Okay, cool. So this is the case if it's the newest. So let's do const order by equals vote count. Okay, so that's not a thing. Let's do it over here so that we get type safety votes count descending. Okay, so we need this here. Now we can do order by. Look at that. Okay, if we just copy this here. created at descending. So why would order by cause an issue here? What is sort order? Sort order. Undefined? Is that going to stop complaining? Create that. Right, that's gonna be a pain. Sorting docs. Okay, let's have a look. Order by, is there a questions order by? Okay, right. As that. That's gonna complain though. Import. Is there a type? Prisma client default index. Okay, sort order. Sort order is defined as that. Okay, you know what? It might actually just be easier for me to create multiple queries rather than mess around with pretty types, because that gets fiddly very quickly. Okay, so rather than doing this, we do order by is equal to. Nope, I tried. Votes. So query order by votes, and then query order by votes. Actually, let's just do query, and then is there a way for me to do this slightly more dynamically? Oh, is there a query dot or what's the data type of this query? It's a Prisma promise. Okay, that's gonna be this is going to be slightly more difficult than I thought. I could just hard code 4 different queries, but that's not particularly the best way to do it. You know what, screw it. We'll do it this way. Let's create 4 different queries. Let const query order by votes, const query order by newest, and what was this? Include votes and not include votes. Minimize that. Minimize that. Okay, and now here we just do sort by. Cool. And let's put a default as newest. And let's make this unnecessary to provide. That way it's fixed. Okay, cool. Right, that was a bit more painful than I expected. But let's just test what happens if we change this to popular. Votes count undefined. There should be desk. That should be desk. That should be desk, and it should be desk. Okay, well, that works. I think for the votes, we should also add a created at in case there's many that match the same number of votes. So we'll do that. Nope, not that, sorry. That. Okay, nice. I've done something wrong somehow now. Invalid Prisma order by. Oh, sorry, this needs to be in an array. So this needs to be like this. Whoops. Format. Okay, it doesn't want a format. Nope, still doesn't want a format. And we want to copy this and paste, and rather than votes, we want created at and then descending like that. Okay, there we go. Let's just copy this across to the one below. Cool, that's working. Okay, nice. That is perfect. I don't know why that's taking so long, but we won't crash it. Okay, so let's add an actual switch so that they can switch between them. Just for the sake of simplicity, I'm gonna just make it a button because otherwise that's gonna be painful. Questions list. Okay. So considering that this is a server-side function, I think it would be a good idea to pass it in as a search program. So we've already got we'll just copy this syntax across into a page, and that. And now inside of questions list, we just pass const sort by equals, and then sort by, and we pass it in here as well. Sort by is popular or newest, anything else will fail, cause an issue, and here we can pass this in as sort by. Perfect. And I think it would be a good idea to pass it in here as well. I'm realizing now that we haven't included a load more function, so we'll do that. More equals get questions. Okay, that's perfect. Now let's add those two new functions in here. Sort by, load more, pay, and this will return, or this return, get questions. This will return data in this format. Initial questions and initial question. Okay, right. So we want this like so. Okay, so initial questions. Data is going to be a question type array. Success is going to be a boolean. Total questions is going to be a number, just to make sure that we don't load more than that. And this is going to be a map string. Yeah, awesome. What's the issue? Okay, so sorry, this needs to be like all that. And I believe we're missing one, which is take the number. But I don't think we should make that visible, so we'll just ignore that for the moment. I think that should be all right. Let's just collapse these very quickly. And we'll do a const handle load more. Oh, we have not passed in page number. Okay, so we need to get page as well. Page number, page, and then the same thing here. Page is equal to page. So this is coming from the parent component. Page, and this will be optional. If they don't provide it, then it defaults to 0. And if they do provide it here, it will be coming from the search params. Page is passing page. Let's try that. Yeah, that's fine. Should be fine. Sort by as. Yeah, okay. Okay, nice. So now if I do page equals 1. Nice. Okay, cool. That's fantastic. Page equals 0. And that loads the right page. And if we hit load more, we haven't connected that up. So that load more button is going to be in the question list renderer. Okay, so handle load more. Handle load more. So this could be an issue because, say for example, oh, let's do this overhead. Say for example, they load into page equals 2, then it may only load questions as, I don't know, 2 items, but then it also says total questions is 3 or 4, for example, and that's going to be an issue because they've gone to the last page and total questions that they've loaded is less than a total question. So to get rid of this issue, rather than doing questions.length, we'll do page times 10 is more than or equal to. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, handle load more. Has this done everything correctly for me? Page plus 1, sort by success. Okay, new questions.concat, so vote counts, new vote counts. That's gonna be an issue. Okay, so new vote counts dot for each, and then we want to just add them. Well, that way it shouldn't cause an issue. Okay, let's give this a go. Okay, we've gone to page 0. If we hit load more, it loads 2 more, but this is still enabled. Why is this still enabled? Page times page plus 1 times 10. Load more. Nope, that's not fixed it. Let's do a console.log. That's the issue. Okay, so given initial page, that's the one. Okay. So rather than doing that, we need to do, yep, perfect. Now if we refresh, there should be 10 on this page, and if we hit load more, that's the one, and this is still causing an issue. So let's just log out page. Let's refresh the thing, then console.log out page. Page is still 0. Handle load more. Where are we? Page plus 1, set page plus 1. There we go. Okay, nice. And now it will ignore them. Okay, cool. So, alright, that's pretty cool. Seems to be working right. So we can get rid of this and see if it still works. Yup, all good. Although is it currently doing popular or newest? Coming from page. Okay, so if I go ahead and vote for this, it's not going to reshuffle. So Pinnacle Pizza, we'll just do a refresh. Looking. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. That's working. Nice. Okay, so let's set this to newest. And let's log out and delete some questions, shall we? Oh, I did not like that. Okay, if we do a hard refresh, I don't like that these buttons are like falling in one. So what I'm going to do is question list renderer. Where's the... In fact, this would be in the question card, wouldn't it? Let's pass user ID from the parent component. And then we can get rid of a bit of state here. So we don't need to create a client here. We don't need to use this use effect. I'm not a fan of use effects either way, so. And then, okay, so user ID could still be, could it be null? You know what, let's ensure that it's not null, so that way there's less to mess with. That way we can just get rid of this and say user ID. And now here we can pass the user ID from the parent as well. That way we're getting it from the server. And now that we're in the server, we can actually get the user ID. Okay, so const user error equals await get user. And oh, that's an issue. Actually, it can be null because the user could be not signed in, so we'll do undefined for the moment. This here also undefined, and that way that. So it's still gonna yeah, okay, nice. Okay, it's a bit quicker now. So if we hit delete, oh, let's run into an issue. Aha. Okay. So if the question has answers, then we also need to delete those. So let's handle that case. There should be a marking analysis. Okay. Const votes equals delete many where question ID. Then doing that question like that. Okay. And we'll do the same thing. Okay, nice. So let's just get rid of all of these. And now, okay, nice. Okay, cool. So, oh, okay, whatever works. Okay, fantastic. Okay, final question: pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? Yay or nay? Submit. I'm personally a no for pineapple on pizza, so see if that works. That seems to have done that, so we can tick that off. Okay. So it doesn't look like it's there's too much left to do. I think one thing would be fantastic is to make this look a hell of a lot better. We'll start off by making these buttons a lot chunkier and see what happens. Okay, so let's make those buttons a bit chunkier. The way we would do that is actually find the button and let's add a bunch more padding. So padding, we should do 10 on all sides. Yep, much better. And rather than background green 300, because that's really ugly, greens, oh, sorry, not green. Actually, what colors are there? Let's make this interesting. Let's use a nice indigo 700. And then text white. Much better, much better. And here we can also say, actually, how do we define the foreground color? You don't want that. If it's background, let's just see what happens. Indigo 700. I don't know why it keeps suggesting red mid. I mean, kind of works. Not quite the way that you'd probably expect it to. I think it might be text color. Go 700, and we wrote that. Nope. Okay, let's have a look inside what the actual code is like. So it doesn't seem like there's anything interesting inside of the progress indicator itself. Is there a foreground? Foreground? Indigo 200. Fill. Oh, it could be fill actually. Nope. 2. Yeah, I'm not sure. We can just figure this out in the next video. But that is looking a lot better. Let's make the progress bar a bit chunky as well. Height, we will say 5. Cool. 10. And let's do rounded width. Yep, that's better. Okay, so if we do yay, nay, fantastic. Okay, cool. What else can we do to make this look nicer? I think if we move this text over in line around there, that could look quite nice. But if we move both of these underneath the nav bar, the progress bar, that would be quite cool. like so. And let's add a bit of padding. Let's take this and chuck this here. Just for between. That didn't work. Between. That worked. But I get the feeling that if there's 0 votes, that's going to be yeeted, so... total votes is 0. Then let's do a div, and then copy this cross into here, and we'll do flex row, justify, and cool. I don't like how when it hovers, when we hover over the button, we don't see anything. So one thing I'm gonna do is if it's selected, then we'll add a border indigo 700 as well. And we can keep this for hover. None. Border indigo 700. Nope, it is being overwritten by the button class in here. Oh no, sorry, it's not. It's because I haven't actually given it a border. That way. Okay, nice. And let's get rid of this, and on hover we want text to go indigo 700. Nice, okay, that's looking much better. Okay, cool. Right, well, I will call it a day there, and then we can hopefully finish this off by tomorrow. Let's find out, because this is going to be quite a long video, so let's see. Well, either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's taken me around 4 hours to record and edit, so if you guys found this video by any means useful, then give it a like and give me a subscribe. That would be fantastic. See you tomorrow.